University of Guelph researchers have given Patches, a 9-year-old dachshund, a new lease on life. The team 3D printed Patches a new skull that replaced most of the pup's cancer-plagued skull. It's a good thing that it was a team of Canadian researchers rather than, for example, Wisconsin farmers, because, well, we'd just be concerned about making the hole deep enough to keep it away from scavengers. Getting dark early. The brain tumor in Patches was the size of a baseball and it grew through her skull, about 70% of which needed to be removed. It would have been fatal if not for the ambitious researchers. In previous procedures, it was possible to remove the tumor and part of the skull and then replace it with a titanium mesh. However, according to veterinary specialists, it was a long procedure and very cost prohibitive. Researchers took a CT scan of the dog's head and digitally mapped a custom 3D printed titanium replacement. They also mapped where and how it would be attached and essentially provided a dotted line that the doctors had to follow to remove the infected material. They were working with a 2mm margin of error, or Patch's new plate wouldn't fit. The piece was printed by Adeus, a firm that specializes in 3D printing medical devices. Adeus is actually no stranger to 3D printing new parts for canines. The company previously built a custom jaw implant for a 7-year-old Bernese mountain dog using Renishaw additive manufacturing metal powder bed fusion technology. Well, on March 23rd, the surgery took 4 hours, but afterwards, Patches was outside using the facilities for only 30 minutes. What is crazy is that after all of this, Patches received a new lease on life, and the potential of 3D printing in the medical field was never more apparent. But 2 weeks after the operation, Patches slipped a disc and her hind legs were paralyzed. I mean, you only need to go about 4 feet. Oh, spoiler alert. On September 13th, 2018, Toyota Motor Engineering and Manufacturing North America filed a patent for a new flying car that has rotors on the wheels. According to the patent, the dual-mode vehicle would transition between flight mode and land mode. The wheels are attached to a central pivot that lowers them to the ground when it's on land mode, or a car. When it transitions to fly, the central pivot lifts the wheels above the chassis. Rotor blades deploy from each wheel, and the car takes off vertically. If I get it right, it goes like this: car mode, copter mode, car mode, flying mode. This would be your central pivot. It's not to scale. It appears as though Toyota is going the vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL route, rather than, an octocopter like the Concepto Millennia that we saw from an amateur engineer a couple weeks ago, or the Transition aircraft like the Transition, which has foldable wings that deploy in about a minute. However, when it comes to time to market, Terrafugia is out front. While Toyota's concept is still a PDF, the Transition will begin pre-orders next month for around $300,000 to $400,000. The Transition is a roadable light sport aircraft, which basically means a plane that you can also drive. Whereas the Toyota concept has the ability to be a car in one mode, or a helicopter in another. Oh, spoiler alert. Ford has debuted its vision for an autonomous semi-truck. Ford's subsidiary in Turkey, Ford Otosan, debuted the F-Vision this week at the IAA Commercial Vehicles Show in Germany. According to the company, the Turkish designers and engineers designed the F-Vision as the company's first concept car as it prepares for the future of mobility. The autonomous truck will be battery powered. However, Ford didn't announce any production plans. So, right now it's just like a kickin' cartoon. It's fitting since, according to a report in New Atlas, Ford's designers admitted that the design inspiration for the F-Vision was comic book characters. And I mean, you would think they used vision, but I don't see it. But I mean, maybe Iron Man though, from the side. If you look at it from the side, it checks out. Another new feature, windows that tint based on the brightness of the sun, which is odd since, autonomous. The truck concept does have similarities to Nikola Motors' Nikola 1 hydrogen-powered truck and Tesla's autonomous semi that have already received orders from the industry. Last year, the company said that it planned to spend $4 billion on developing autonomous vehicle technology. It looks like the pockets might need to be a little bit deeper to make it work. I'm David Manti. This is Engineering by Design.